Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Congratulations to all the nominees. Won't be able to answer or get to all questions for all of you, so I'll submit most of them to the record. I only have 5 minutes. But Mr. Hobbs, let me start with you. I'm very interested in how we increase the affordable supply of housing in Indian country. So can you talk a little bit about that and what HUD intends to do to help us increase that supply?
Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you, Senator, and thank you for the question. It is a priority of mine. It's a priority of Secretary Turner and President Trump to engage with our stakeholders in Indian country. I recently visited Alaska and the Napakiak tribe. I've been to Wisconsin in the Oneida tribe. And one of the things that we're consistently discussing is how to reduce the regulatory burden on tribes. A number of them are actually coming into HUD next week at our Tribal Interagency Advisory Committee, and we'll be meeting with them. And one of their key topics is looking at NEPA, some of our radon regulations, and others that really are overly burdensome and just artificially increase the costs of them executing their Indian housing block grants.
Thank you. I look forward to hearing and working with HUD to do more to make sure that we can prioritize this in Indian country, and we are working on housing and affordable housing there. So thank you. Mr. Miran, let me talk to you. I know you've probably received some of these questions as well. My office and I suspect those of my colleagues are being inundated with calls and letters from small business owners. These small business owners say they cannot keep their doors open with prices rising 50 to 145% for toys, shoes, coffee, auto parts, fruits, and vegetables. These business owners are worried they will have to lay off their employees, or some of them already have, or close their doors and stop serving their neighbors. Yet you told me in February, and I quote, "The economic burden of tariffs imposed by the United States is borne by the country whose exports are tariffed." Do you still believe that?
Thank you, Senator. So the theory of incidence in public finance and economics, which is a very well-established old literature that's not very controversial, that generally lasts upon what economists would call long-run elasticities. And
I don't need an economic theory. I already went through that in finance classes at the University of Nadarino. I just need to know your position. Do you still believe that what your statement was, that the economic burden of tariffs imposed by the United States is borne by the country whose exports are tariffed? Do you still believe that, yes or no?
Thank you, Senator. In the long run, I 100% believe that. In the short run, I've always maintained that there could be volatility.
And does that volatility mean that individual taxpayers are actually, and businesses are paying those tariffs and having to close their doors? Is that what you are saying, is a volatility that small businesses may have to close their doors and they're just going to have to suck it up?
Thank you, Senator. I don't believe that there is any material evidence of that to date. So
let me just say, on CNN, you were interviewed about an auto parts maker in Detroit just had to lay off 100 workers and shut down a warehouse. The owner specifically blamed tariffs. And you stated it's always convenient to blame political changes when your business fails. Is that how you still believe? It's not, this business owner doesn't know what he's doing?
Thank you, Senator. I was not familiar with the circumstances of that particular business or those particular 100 workers at that time.
So then why didn't you say that at the interview, and why did you make a statement like you did? It's always convenient to blame political changes when your business fails. That seems like you're disregarding our businesses altogether. Let me ask you this. Do you believe tariffs are taxes?
Thank you, Senator. Economically speaking, any policy can be modeled as a tax. So in that sense, exactly what I said. Any economic policy can be modeled.
So is that a yes?
Well, what I'm saying is that the answer to your question is that any economic policy can be modeled as a tax, whether it's a subsidy,
so that
a benefit.
your question is a yes. Tariffs or taxes?
My answer is that any economic policy can be modeled as such.
Under the last administration, we saw a surge in manufacturing jobs and construction, with the U.S. economy adding over 500,000 manufacturing jobs and construction of factories doubling. Unfortunately, under this administration, we have seen the exact opposite. In August, the U.S. manufacturing sector contracted for the 6th consecutive month due to Trump's tariffs and chaotic trade policy. Earlier this year, you said that manufacturing construction will surge as a result of Trump's tariff and tax policies. Were you wrong?
Senator, I do not believe that that's the case. I believe that they will, because the uncertainty from the tax situation is resolved. I believe that just a few months ago, there was a huge amount
So
of
would you say it's
uncertainty.
transitory?
Well, I think people were concerned that Congress would allow the biggest tax hike in history to throw the economy into a recession, and there would be substantial disincentives for investing in the United States. Fortunately, Congress has not allowed that to happen. The One Big Beautiful Bill has become the One Big Beautiful Act, and the uncertainty around the tax situation has resolved, replaced with enormous incentives for investing in America in the form
So you
of
weren't
payments.
wrong. We just have to wait and see.
Well,
Is that
the bill
what you're
was
saying?
the bill was only enacted recently.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I know my time is up. Thank you.